One of the most important things when it comes to PowerPoint templates is user friendliness for the end user. So that is what I'm going to do in this video. I'm going to show you an agenda slide and how flexible it can be, going from 2 points or 1 point all the way to maybe, let's say, 40 points. And that should all be very flexible in a template. And I'm also going to compare it to templates that you find online, what the issue is with those and what your issue might be with your corporate template. So I'm going to compare them so you can easily see what the best use case is for you and how you can also maybe tweak it a little bit so you can work in a very flexible way. All right, so here I am in my latest template. I'll also put the link in the description below if you're interested in that one. So basically what I've done is, if you scroll down, I've made all different layouts that you can use for your agenda, with this being the standard one. So if I add a new slide, there's some title slides, there's some section headers here, and then we also have an agenda, 2 and 3 variants. So I'm going to show you those, but then also with the other layouts, what you can actually do with it. So let's add a new slide, an agenda here. And here we say today's agenda, points and topics. I'm just going to add some random content here. And this for me is the most user-friendly way of using a template. So we just say, I'm just going to type in some lorem ipsum dollar sit, and I'm going to copy it and then just paste it multiple times. So this is a very flexible way of adding agenda points. What is the biggest benefit is if somewhere last minute someone asked you to, hey, we should add this extra point in here, and that is just done. You can give it some nice colors if you want, you can give it some nice touches, and this is a very fast way of making presentations. Want to change anything, update it here. Maybe we want to remove that and put it higher. There we go. So you see there's no messing about. It's very easy to shift and drag around different layouts. What you can always do is you can go to, for example, a dark layout and it instantly shifts. So we even get these design suggestions here on the right. I'm just going to close them for now. But what we have is we have this simple list that we can keep updating and we can keep adjusting the way we like it. There's also one where we have a little bit more of a design element to it. I'm just going to keep this closed. There we go. So if we do that, we can see this is pretty flexible. Now the best part about this all is because we use the slide layouts, we can easily change it to whichever other layout that we have. So if we want an image in place, there we can just simply add our content. If we say, okay, I want to have 6 more points, here you'll see, okay, we run into the issue that it shrinks. No problem. Because we use that flexible component, we can easily put it into columns. And there we can start to add, maybe I'll put myself on full display here. So this way we can start to add another point here, and maybe we shift them around, maybe this one, that goes in front. And you see how everything starts to shift and manually adjust without having any work done. Just go to the layouts. Maybe we want to have a little bit more of layout. This one with a subtitle, lorem ipsum dollar. I'm just going to fill in some content and you see how that changes. I can also use this to go from a dark layout. And then let's now say we want to have, we go to an extreme. So I'm going to add multiple ones. I'm going to copy all of those 12, 13 points, and I'm going to copy them, let's say 1 and 2 times. So now we end up with somewhere in the 30 points. Same thing here. We don't have to click. We can't do that. That won't work. What we just have to do is we have to decide, okay, let's go for maybe 3 columns. And what we can now see is we have a full agenda with 39 points, of which we can delete things and it automatically adjusts. So you see how it nicely shifts to that full screen, and it uses that full screen real estate where it's possible, which I think is pretty amazing. Also, if you add an extra point, and you just start typing your content into the list, which I think is the most flexible way of using content. You see, shrink it if you want, expand it if you need, or go for somewhere in between. You can always increase the font size again, that is no problem. Then again, once you're happy, you can always go for a different layout. You want to have some other points, you want to have maybe the light version, that is all perfectly possible. So this is how flexible you can be if you want to add your content on the slide. And that for me is the most important thing. Now let's compare that to what we often see when we buy a template online. And that is the danger if you go to sites like Envato, which, I mean, it has good resources. Let me just show you. What we have here is if I go to the homepage of Envato and I go for categories and presentation templates, and I do, for example, business and enter, you see these look very nice. On first glance, they look fantastic. There's some things like, hey, I really want this style. I'm going to apply this style to my presentation that I have. And maybe you click it and you see, okay, this sort of looks like the style I want. I'm going to download it. You download it and you open it up and you end up with this here. So this is an example that I got from Envato. The table of content slides, that's what we want. And let's start to add our content. So here, first of all, you see they work with different text boxes. Let's say I'm just going to type in some dummy text. I'm going to copy that and paste that here. Already you have to keep in mind that you don't copy the numbers. So a little bit of a red flag, they start showing immediately. There we go. Once we have that figured out, we have our 3 points. Let's say we want to have 4 points. Okay, what do? This text box we drag downwards, and now the entire thing starts. You have to already start to copy those boxes, manually change the numbers, and type the extra point here. If you want to add something in between, then the entire mess starts. So you drag it down, you see where this is going, add it in between, and now you have to rearrange the numbers, you have to rearrange all of the positioning. Just imagine if you want to do that for 4D things. If you want to do for 8, 7, 40, doesn't really matter. You see how not flexible this is. If I change the layout, this instantly does nothing. It just messes up the entire layout. Because there is, if you go to View, Slide Master, there's basically nothing here. There's some lines, there's some picture placeholders, but that's it. There's no text boxes, no titles, nothing. Big mess. You want to avoid this. Doesn't mean you can never use these templates. I have entire videos that go into how you can sort of customize these things or how you can use components in your own template, but you want to avoid this. So if you want to make some templates, I'm just going to close it. It makes me kind of angry to see this. So you don't want to work with this. You want to have that flexibility. So that is why these things are so nice. The bulleted lists, stick to those. Just redesign them to make them look nice. I mean, this looks pretty good, I must say. Do you want to have that more spacing? Just add a little bit more spacing. Do you want to have that closer together? You can do that. Want to have it further apart? Boom. All these things are set in PowerPoint that you can use. And that just keeps the flexibility. So that is what you want to achieve. I also have a few options in my templates that if you want to have those, so I'll quickly show you, you can use tables for these. So if you want to have that style, and you like that style with the numbers, with the lines, that is all perfectly possible. Just look at this. If we change this to a different layout, boom, with an image, and there it is. Everything is done. You don't have to worry about it. You just drag it to the side. Maybe you don't need the image, boom. Maybe you do need the image, go for a smaller version. That is how you can play around with it. So there's different variations, different options. The most flexible one is the one with the list, I would say. Now I want to mention a third thing that I see a lot of corporate presentation designers do, and that is going for a little bit of a hybrid option in between the two. And for that, let's open up one of the designs from PowerPoint here. This is what we often see. So a good thing is they have a lot of slide layouts, and here we can see the agenda, so that's good. But then there's also some variations, and I just made this one here. So let's say today's agenda. And because we want to have that custom numbering system, they sometimes put in the numbers like this, so you can add the numbers in the text fields and then start to fill in your text, which in theory, it all looks perfectly fine. You can already guess where this is going, where the issues will start to arise. And that is if you want to have a different layout. So if you change the layout and it doesn't perfectly match, this just messes it up. So you can't go to a darker version. Okay, this is the title slide. You can't go to a darker version, a different layout. It sort of messes up the structure since it's all different text boxes. That doesn't mean it's always bad, but for me, it's just not very user-friendly. Also, if you want to add a different text box or you want to add one in between 2 and 3, well, you sort of have to copy the boxes and start to rearrange all the numbering. So yeah, this is number 4, this is number 5, this is then the new box added, and then you have to copy that other text all the way in there. And you see the repositioning starts, and this is where PowerPoint starts to become very boring. Especially if you want to go for the numbered list, you want to be flexible. You want to have that user friendliness, and that is what I like to work with. That is why I like to work with these standard layouts. So if you're interested in that, I have an entire video about this template available as well. I'll put the link in the description below if you like to purchase this. For me, this is a very flexible template. So not only for the agenda slides, but same for the title. So go for one where you want to have the title, and you see how everything just nicely adjusts and everything switches the way you want it. You go for the section header, maybe you want one with a tag, everything nicely adapts and changes accordingly. So that is what we want to achieve, and that is what we want to do. Cool thing about this, a little bit of a bonus, I'll give you that in this video as well. If you go to, for example, title only slide, add your content here, and then we go to insert, icons, and we do maybe 3 images. We say like business green. I'm just going to boom, 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 insert all 3, and it will now add these 3 pictures to the slide. Now you don't have to restructure all of these things. You just go to the design suggestions and you see what's happening on the right side, put that on full screen. There's pre-made layouts that you can just use and see how everything just snaps into place. There's multiple ones that you can use for your presentation that look really cool, that have been designed in the right format, that you can just start adding your content. Want one simple item below, this one. Do you want multiple text boxes or more ranges? Then you can use all of the variations. All because they exist in the slide layout. So you see, 3-card image, you can just change it. And that is why I stress so much on the importance of having flexibility in your corporate templates. We're going to be using AI. AI can read those slide layouts. We can instruct Claude to make it work for us. We can instruct Copilot to use these slide layouts. Design suggestions, that's basically the AI motor here in PowerPoint. It uses those components, so we have to use it in the right way. And that is why I believe slide masters are becoming so important and a template has to be user-friendly. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you'd like to see a specific part of it. And if you're looking for that template, you can find all of the information in the description below.